Hi everyone, how are you? How's the week going? So I told you that I'll create a series of videos on focus, and I thought that it would be best to create one and just talk from the heart, why I created and why I'm talking about it. Lately, I think you have also realized, and I'm definitely facing it, that there's a lack of focus. I go into a room to do something, and I just completely forget about why I was there, and then I trace my steps. In office also, I feel like I'm always replying to chats and emails. Even though I blocked my time to create the presentation, and I even actually was also updating the presentation when that ping came, and that made me thinking, like, it's a bigger problem. And definitely I know it's not just me. I've talked to a few folks and they're like, yep, focus is losing. And it would be right, like we're doing so much context switching, that our mind is just full, and we can feel these days, like right now also I can feel that my mind is like really crammed up with so many thoughts. So I'm just gonna share my tips. I'm right straight away gonna go to there, and you share yours in the comment section, and I'll try to implement them. So the first one, I feel like at work, what I do is, so firstly I'll talk about a bit about work. Not everyone has the same focus attention throughout the day. Some people, if you reflect, you will agree with me. Some people are more focused in the morning, some people are more focused in the afternoon, and that's I'm one of those people, and then some in the evening. Of course we don't work very late for office, but if we do, like when we used to study, you will know some people are very like night owls, and they really focus at night, and then some again like me, who can't study at night at all. So know your focus time. Why is it important? Of course there are external and important meetings that you cannot block, and that might be there, but at least you won't be doing it yourself, or you will have a bit of more control on your calendar. Like you can say, you can block it for your most productive work, like when you are deep into the code, or you're working on that important presentation or a plan or anything like that. At least you would not be voluntarily taking breaks or doing something, or even sending out meetings in that time, because you know that it's a meeting. Yeah, but of course there could be always other meetings which we can't avoid. So that's the first thing. Secondly, now when you know that you are really have to go into the zone, it's the tight lead line. That's what when we do, we usually put ourselves on DND and we start working. But again, you all will agree, DND doesn't help always, because we still end up checking our messages and mails, just because that's a muscle memory. So it's not new. But what I have realized is works is focus music. So what I put is, I put a pair of headphones, and I look up online for focus music. No lyrics, no drama, just the music. And I actually go in the zone, like for 1 hour, 2 hours, deep there, and it gets the work done. So try that out if you haven't done it. And then thirdly, another thing that I'm trying lately, again because I felt like, okay, my god, why I'm multitasking, is I just reduce the distraction. I plug off from the other monitor, from my extended screen, if I don't need it. So if it's a training that I need to really listen and learn, if it's an email reply for which I don't need 10 tabs open, or it's just a meeting which I really want to be present. So there are some things that throughout the day which you don't need your second screen to be there. Try to just remove that distraction. Block your time, unless you want to knowingly multitask. That's another thing. So these are some of the tips for work. Let me know yours. I will move on to what else can we do. So just before I go ahead, know that why is it happening is, it's scientifically proven. A mind is not made for multitasking. What we it actually does, it's good at, is context switching. So that's why I think, if you are somebody who has learned operating system, you know how the paging, the OS changes the pages within the memory. Similar thing is happening with us. It's just flipping between different sections, and every time it does a context switch, it takes 20 minutes to go deep into the focus again, right? So whenever somebody says they are good at multitasking, they are actually not. There's another thing is know your multitasking limit. Mine is 3, and it's not just for work or anything. So if I realized when my kids were young, if I am eating my food, I'm feeding them, and I'm also on my phone replying to a message or maybe telling them a story, I get too impatient and I start getting, scolding or something. And I realize that I'm doing too many things at once. So if you might have seen, sometimes we love to multitask, right? We are highly organized and we have so many things to do. So know your multitasking limit. Normally for any human being, 3 is it. If you really really have to multitask, maybe club one physical activity with a mental activity, like you are listening to a training but you are also exercising, just moving a bit, or you are doing some household chore but you are also listening to a podcast. So just make them, like not all mental activities, like you're replying to a Teams ping, and while replying you flick to the email to get a reference, but you ended up replying to an email. So all that will definitely not good. Just know about it. Of course we can't avoid it. Okay. So I know I have taken already 6 minutes. I didn't want it to be a long video. I'll move on quickly to another thing, which is uh, in your daily life, what can you do, right? So in the daily life, actually we might feel that we are not doing a lot of multitasking, but these social pings and notifications definitely take that space, which would have otherwise helped our mind calm down. Like if it's a busy work day, your mind is really crammed up, and earlier there was no notification and all, and now we just jump right into the kitchens, or we are going for school, classes, drop off and pick up, and kids stuff. We don't give our mind time to relax and think. So taking away the social networking really helps me. What I do is, instead of you need to give your mind a blocker, a cognitive blocker. Otherwise you will just pick up your phone and start looking Facebook or Insta, only to realize 2 minutes later that you promised yourself you won't do it. So what I do is I just log off. I log off from these apps when I have decided to. I call it social detox. So every few months, like my friends know about it already, that Isha does that. For 2 weeks or 4 weeks, I just completely log off. I let my family know that they can reach out to me on phone. I am not available on any socials for some time, and it gives me so much peace. It gives me so much peace. And if you are also trying to, put certain times throughout the day, or maybe like you say, oh, I'll just check Insta only at night. But you see yourself scrolling. I know there are a lot of apps, but the easy way is just log out. Just log out. So what will happen is, when you will go to your phone, instead of clicking Insta, when you click it, it will ask you to log in, and that's the moment for you to think and stop yourself. So you blocked your muscle memory. Just one thing, notice, if you keep on logging every time, that will become your muscle memory as well. So don't log in intention, like, unless it's intentional. Don't make it a habit also. And another thing that I wanted to say is that turn off notifications if you can. Like, I don't have any notifications on. No social, like, I do miss on messages because of that. I'm not saying I don't. But anybody who is connected to me and it's urgent, they can reach on my phone, right? I don't need to be available all the time for everyone, or just be aware of everything. That's too much for anyone. So if you can, just turn off notifications. If you posted something and you want to see how many likes have come on that, you can check it next day. You don't need to know every like and comment, right? So do that. And then finally, I think there was one more last thing that I wanted to say. Let me refer my notes if I missed something. I'm sorry. Just created a scratch something on a paper. Yeah, be bold. Bold. Just sit. No music. Nobody. Just be bold. look, observe, let your mind relax, take a pause. I do that, and let me know what do you do. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Do you do something, or are you gonna start? Did I motivate you to start talking about working on your focus? Look, girls, it's really important for us, and even if you don't think the negative effects now, we might all face it in not all, but some of us might face it in old age when we are 70 plus or something. So really need to keep our mind also healthy, not just our physical body, um, because it's good, right? We need it. So all right, see ya, bye bye.